Another beautiful morning right here in the city of Lagos. And if you're joining us from anywhere around the world, we're glad to have you on the show. It's Hello Africa, brought to you by Black Drum TV. And of course, it was a wonderful weekend. We can't wait to dive into the top stories. Of course, we have an amazing show for you today. We have top stories, we have banging news updates, we have Big Brother updates, we also have sport news for you today. We have lots and lots of programs for you today lined up. All you have to do is sit tight and do not leave us. We are with you and we promise to keep you entertained through the show. So let's dive into, no, I'm so sorry. You know, I'm too excited. I was going to forget. I have the most amazing people with me on the show today, and they look amazing. Actually, I'm jealous that they look this amazing. That's why I forgot to introduce them. But I'm just going to go straight and introduce the most beautiful lady in the house today, Nita, looking so amazing with a wonderful, flawless makeup. How are you doing, Nita?
I'm doing great. Good morning to you. And you look so dapper, like always.
Thank you so much. And we also have BC on the house today.
Hello, beautiful people. It's good to be with you on the show today. And he's not the only one looking good. I'm looking good as well.
Sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay, you look good. I was actually going to excuse myself. I was like, okay, maybe the show is for Faith today. Let me just excuse myself.
You know, Faith came in with the shirt and the trouser and all, feeling like one Telemundo main character or something.
Okay, I'm going to start by saying a very big thank you to all our wonderful viewers. We've been appreciating, you know, your comment from time to time. It means a lot. And we look forward to you sharing your thoughts. Just check out the link, okay, on the description. Right there on your screen to be part of the show, and we'll go straight into the top stories. And the first one says federal government refunds 143 billion naira to 5 states, says the Minister of State.
Yeah, Minister of State Alhaji Abubakar Aliyu disclosed this in Kebbi, Benin Kebbi, the capital to be precise. And reading through the story, we find out that Buhari had already promised to reimburse state governments that constructed federal government roads within the state, and he has approved about 477, if I get, 477 billion naira, has been approved to be reimbursed, to over, I think the total number of kilometers of the roads is 35,000, and about 13,000 are under construction across 800 contracts. So it's a good one in the right direction.
Impressive.
I just hope they can.
Credit to them, because, I mean, if we're going to keep waiting for the federal government to get out and do most of this projects, we probably wouldn't stop waiting. So it was the state governments know the best places and locations where the adjustments should be made, and if they were able to do justice to those roads and they are reimbursed, of course, it's a better way of attending to all of
waiting for one person or waiting for.
I just hope it's not just going to be an audio thing. Because we've had situations where they talk and no action is being put in place. But I hope they just add, action to whatever it is they've said so far. Okay,
next up we have 35 wraps of cocaine found in woman's underwear at Lagos Airport. Sadly, the cases of drug trafficking has started evolving and increasing in numbers again. This time around, a lady was caught with this at the Lagos local, at the Lagos International Airport. Murtala Mohammed Airport. That was very, very disappointing. But I want to give credit to the security personnel for a good job, because from time to time, if these things are not handled, it only shows how poor our security system is. But at least they were able to curb this. And then this woman was coming in from, I think, Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah, from Côte d'Ivoire. And this happened on the 31st of July. Now, when I saw this, I immediately wanted to know what the net worth of the coke industry is. And funnily, it's worth over 100 to 130 billion.
Why are you interested in the net worth?
I'm coming.
I was actually
even a gram, 1 gram of cocaine is around, in the US, is around $127 per gram. All right. So, because I wanted to know, I understand. I mean, I wanted to know what would have been the motivation to risk your life. To risk it to carry something. And she said it was a pursuit, a desire to make money, to escape the impoverished lifestyle. I think that made Mrs. Okafor Ebere Edith to endeavor in such. this thing, and it's really sad. But
I mean, 35.
it's also suspicious in a way because, you know,
Like she was set up or something.
exactly, like she was ratted out because it was a search, stop and search and questioning thing.
It wasn't like she was scanned.
It wasn't like she was scanned or like there was the trained narcotics dogs
really?
that pick up the scent. But anyways, don't do crime. Crime doesn't pay.
Yeah,
Simple
crime
and
is
short.
not the way forward. It's fast, but at the end of the day, hey, you're going
It
to
will cost you
face
your
the
life.
law.
Penalties are
You're gonna
very,
face
very
the law.
unfair.
So, I mean, there's still legit ways of making money. It could be your toothpick that you're selling and making legit money from it. Okay?
Toothpick?
And then, yes, you can get contracts to supply another country, you know, cartons and, you know, tons of toothpicks.
Okay.
So please, let's just, you know, stay away from crime, basically. Say no to drugs, okay? We've had situations where they are not caught, but they die because they swallowed the substance.
And then
Yes.
it
And
burst up
busted,
inside.
you
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah, it's
please.
terrible.
Okay, the next one is APC leader Tinubu hospitalized in US and he undergoes surgery.
This now for me when I was I think yesterday on Sunday I was watching Daily Momodu's live on Instagram where he was talking about how he moved from where he was to become the ovation that he is now. And someone just commented, "Is Tinubu dead?" I'm like, "What's going on?" So I quickly went and I checked and then I found out that okay, he's been hospitalized. You know, he has undergone surgery. And funny, in January 2021, he was in Paris. He complained of exhaustion, you know, so he went to Paris, France to rest. And then also in June of 2021, I think June 15, if I remember the dates correctly, Tinubu complained, was flown to Paris also for an old age kind of illness. But now this particular illness where he's been hospitalized in Maryland, United States, has not been disclosed. All right? It has not been
old
disclosed.
age? They said he's 60-something.
Well,
Well,
we can
the
tell,
report
but
said old age
my
illness.
my opinion on this is, you know, coming from the angle of, he recently disclosed that he was going to be running
For
for,
the
President of
presidency.
2020.
and if we're going to have to deal with a situation like this, I mean,
Medical
remembering the
tourism.
medical situations we had with the current president.
He's always been flown.
No, at the time when he prompted that he was going to be running, you know, even during the campaigns, we had situations where he collapsed and all that. And then if this is happening again, we're having, I mean, 2023 is around the corner, and if he has disclosed that he wants to run and is already having health hazards, I mean, what competency do we have in
I mean,
his
personally,
health?
I hope he recovers and he regains his full strength.
But I don't hope he comes for...
I hope he
I
comes
think
forward.
he should just
I hope.
rest and just be the
Re-
godfather
yes.
that he's always been.
rest.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
then
my thoughts,
sometimes you need to be involved. All right, there are some things that you need to
Yeah,
take
you need to be
decision.
involved, exactly, but
You need
You
to
not-
can
run
still be involved as a godfather.
You know,
Support
hands
someone,
on.
a younger person.
Hands on. There are sometimes
give
you need
them all
hands
the
on.
advice on how to, you know, carry on.
As a
basically.
political
Well, I wish him. I wish him
Yes.
speedy recovery. Though,
Okay.
'cause-
Yes, we
yes,
wish
that's
you
all.
speedy recovery, sir. Okay. On Friday has been really crazy. Okay. We got the news Saturday morning that this amazing woman we admire so much, very talented, a phenomenal in Nollywood, Rachael Oniga. I mean, she made my childhood very, very, you know, interesting. I was always looking forward to meeting her, and I had the opportunity of meeting her. She's such a sweet soul, okay? And I was looking forward to bringing her on my show. We talked about it, and she said whenever she's free. So when I saw this very rude, you know, news on the internet, I thought it was some kind of lies, like the way somebody was
really
just going to
just
come and say,
write
no,
something
she's
on the internet,
alive
yeah.
and all that. But it's so sad that we lost this amazing icon.
Yeah, it's a sad day for the movie industry in Nigeria and
Generally,
hearts
the
are with our
entertainment,
families.
the entertainment industry in the last couple of months have suffered
honestly, they've been
lots of
taking the hit.
illnesses and death throes. But you know, the most painful part of this was, I mean, a social media influencer, one of the random influencers, made a post and said she died of COVID
And that's
without
sad.
properly investigating the situation.
Aside from
It's
sad,
a
that is
Yeah.
rude
Yeah.
and unprofessional.
It's very
And
unprofessional.
insensitive.
Yeah,
It's
so
sensitive.
it's only proper that all of you out there, influencers, before you make out a post like this, especially for a respected personnel, you must make proper investigations as to what the cause of the death or the information is before letting out. But I mean, her son or her relatives came out and said,
Heart disease.
yeah, she was sick and she was receiving treatments for something else. And
our hearts and prayers are with your families.
I mean,
yeah, and I want to
easy.
talk about, reactions trailing the, Instagram as touching this, because some actors had to come out. They were attacked by association of mourners on, social media. I'll call them that way because you don't dictate how I have to grieve.
Grief, yeah.
They went to people's DM, celebrities, and we're sending them DMs like, why haven't you posted? Why haven't you posted? Haven't you heard? And Kate Henshaw, who just celebrated her 50th birthday, came out to say that is a no. You don't tell people how they should mourn, because one, they were even shooting. They just completed Chief Daddy, I think, is it part 2? With this amazing woman, and it's so unfortunate that they had this connection. I mean, I saw some videos, you will almost cry because she's so playful, okay? And you're now telling the person, why haven't you posted this person? I mean, I saw a video of what's her name, Patience Uzoko, the amazing woman. She came out to share her thoughts about this woman, the projects they had, ongoing and the likes. So it's really sad. Let's try to just empathize with people, okay, when they're grieving, and not judge or conclude and say, why is this person not posting? Is it because you have something against the person? It's not so.
It's not so.
People have their
people
reasons
need to be
and ways of grieving, okay? Some people might, I remember during South Sultan, Chidima, who has worked closely with him, she just put up, a blank post. She didn't say anything, and people understood that at that time she was really, bereaved. So please, our heart and prayers are with the Oniga's family, and of course, Actors Guild of Nigeria. It's such a sad one. Yeah, it's such a sad one. Okay, still on Nollywood.
This one says, Toyin Abraham rains money on King Sunny Ade as he sings her praises. Of course, he's an amazing vocalist who knows how to
legend.
Play. Yeah, legend. He knows how to play his games and his cards with his songs. So I guess he deserved it and he earned it. Of course, we've come quite far with our top stories, but we still have lots more for you lined up for you. We're taking a short break, and once we get back, we'll head back to our stories. Don't go nowhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the world of fast cars, Rolexes, champagne. Welcome to the world of fast cars, Rolexes, champagne, and beautiful people inside the most upscale party scenes across Africa. You think you know luxury? Think again. Fresh episodes drop every week. Mark your calendar because you wouldn't want to miss this one. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. Or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv. Make no plans for movie night until you have watched our reviews and recommendations. No punches are pulled in, telling viewers what they need to dodge and what they will love. Fresh episodes updated as fast as new movie titles are released. For inquiries and partnership, contact marketing 0808-110-5907. Or you can send an email to marketing@blackdrum.tv.
What's my dad?
I want to get you out of real life.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
You're still tuned to Hello Africa. I am Nita, and of course having a wonderful time with this amazing dude dissecting the first, phase of the top stories where we bring you interesting stories, what's happening around the world. I'll be going to the next one. Remember, you can be part of the show, okay, by just touching the link on your description board, okay, and just, reach out to us. Tell us, your thoughts concerning each of the stories. We'd like to hear from you, which is very interesting. And the very first one here is the one that's been breaking the internet, breaking different, news platforms. And it's IGP recommends immediate suspension of Supercop Abba Kyari, the Hushppupi thingy going on.
Supercop fashion model fashion icon slash.
No, let's not. I like to joke about the story.
It's funny.
But then let's
funny.
What I want to say today is, a lot of people have been coming to say he's a super cop. I mean, now they call him super cop. Lots of people. I mean, even well-meaning celebrities have been coming to say he's a great guy. He's been doing a great job in the industry, and he has in his sector, in the security sector, and it has brought me to the thought: if you were to, are you giving license to people practicing fraudulence? Because for me, if you have been tagged with a story associated with someone, if you have been tagged, people should really want to know what exactly you have going on with this person. This guy was a proper fraudulent person. I'm talking about Hushppupi, and he was probed for it, and then you have a story attached with him. Of course, we should be able to get the proper information before people are coming out to say he was a super cop and he was all saying you're supporting him or you're giving him love and all that. You're only endorsing that these guys should be involved in.
No, I'm going to quote you. I have a different perspective as touching what you just said.
Okay.
Because you might be connected to someone, being friendly and all that. You might not have an idea of their source of income. People keep these things to themselves, okay? I'm not justifying anything right now, but I'm just trying to correct, the notion where you say, are you trying to support him? No, we've seen this man brought criminals like Evans to book. He was the guy behind it. Okay, the arrest and everything. And at the end of the day, people are just like, okay, what really went wrong? Come out and tell us what's up. But he's saying he does not have any ties with Hushppupi, and that's the questionable part of the whole scenario. Okay, so everybody would definitely want to give their own perspective of what they feel about it. Okay, one, if this man is your uncle, you never could tell he will be involved in such. I mean, Hushppupi mentioned names like Linda Ikeji, Saraki, Senator Dino. Yes, he mentioned some names.
Okay,
but at the end of the day, the fact that I'm your friend, I might not have the whole information of your source of income.
Let's hear what you have to say. I want to.
Okay, the thing now is my own issue with this story is a totally different angle from both your views. Okay. My issue is, why is the police boss, the Inspector General of Police, recommending that he should. Maybe I'm having problem with the word recommend. Why would you recommend via letter that the person in charge of intelligence should be suspended? I mean, you are the boss of police. You should give out the instruction that he should be suspended immediately. Although after reading the story,
a 4-man panel.
Yeah, after putting on the story, it turns out that the suspension is not to prove that he's found guilty, but just so that they can have their own internal investigation. But it's still conflicting with what America is saying, because the American Federal Bureau of Investigation has enough evidence to say that, look, we're not just laying allegations against this guy. There's enough evidence against him that he is involved over a $1.1 million fraud transaction
with Hushppupi.
Hushppupi defrauded someone of $1.1 million, of which he was now contacted by Hushppupi to arrest Vincent.
Yes.
And then he sent an account to Hushppupi, who Hushppupi credited
a third party
exactly for the successful,
account,
arrest of Vincent, who fell out from Hushppupi after that whole deal went down. So for me, I think the Inspector General should do more than just write a letter recommending their suspension. I think the 4-man panel, like you said, that he set up is a good thing. And the 4-man panel is headed by Joseph Egbunike, who is in charge of force criminal investigations. Basically, it's internal affairs.
The news also has it that he is saying he's going to mention names. That if he goes down, he's not going to go down alone.
That's Abba Kyari.
Yes.
And that's
so
like saying that's like admitting that he's guilty.
That's exactly
in a
what
way,
I'm saying.
It's so contradicting, right?
No, it's not contradicting.
Us to what I'm
you
saying,
are
exactly.
a police officer. You are known for bringing down notorious criminals. All right, even the ones that are into fraud and all of that, and then they now have something to tie you. You should not. Your name should not be mentioned on that kind of platform at all.
And now that it is, we shouldn't
He's
be
a
going to
celebrity
the
cop,
group.
okay? Let me
Celebrity
tell
cop.
you, Hushppupi has people that were looking up to him as a role model, because Hushppupi then gave the impression that he came from nowhere, from grass to grace. He worked hard. He was always giving motivation.
More like grass to forest.
But you see, it's really sad. It's really sad. So it's not everything you see on social media you believe.
I just hope due process is followed and justice is served.
Yeah, that's it.
And the truth prevails. That's just all we can hope for.
Let the truth prevail at the end of the day. Okay, still on the same story. Okay, I think you should take that.
This one says Davido reportedly suspends aide Israel DMW for dabbling into Hushppupi and Kyari's issue.
Now that's someone who takes a decision by suspending.
Do you understand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not writing a
He's the
letter.
boss.
Exactly, not writing a letter to
listen
recommend
carefully.
suspension.
I want to say this because most of you know that Davido was affiliated one way or the other with Hushppupi. But if you understand
Can
very
you
well,
please define affiliated?
Yes.
Because
That
Davido,
word
They
is
had a
very
friendship.
sensitive.
they have the friendship.
And that was the
but
same
friendship.
thing I'm
Do you understand?
saying.
And everyone knew. But it was a platonic thing. Everybody
might not
could
know
see
his
them.
source.
Do you understand? But listen, this friendship, since this incident happened, their friendship wasn't breached. Davido had even reached out to him. We've heard of phone calls. They made phone calls, and so nobody has had to drag anything to him. Now they are coming to Abba Kyari, and they're saying, this is what we've heard. Let's pay attention to Abba Kyari. And this is a practical example. So Israel came out. Israel, of course, has always been in the line of coming to make statements, irregular statements to situations. The same thing he had, I think some time ago, he had a situation with the family of the Otedolas, and he was forced to go and apologize after the situation was dragged for a while. And then he came again and said the same thing I'm trying to point out here. Don't come out and tell us this guy is a good cop, he's this. We know, of course, that that's his job.
That's his
No, the
exactly.
statement
It's
he
his
made
job.
was like he, without sin, should cast the first stone.
No.
And that was the
That
part
is
that
wrong.
really
That is
got
very
everybody
wrong.
like,
That is
okay.
very wrong.
That
No,
is
that's
very
not
wrong. You don't use
So
that
you're
kind of
trying to
statement.
justify
Let's not-
the
let's
whole
not
Not even
crime
rather
thing.
justifying or not. You're trying to permit that kind of
Exactly.
Like crime is
wrong.
permitted.
Exactly.
Crime,
Like they're trying to say there's some excusable crime.
Can you
There's no
imagine?
crime. It's
So,
crime. What
if
is wrong
you
is
have
wrong.
been tasked with this crime, let's face it, face whatever situations you are. That's why I'm okay with the Inspector General coming in to say this should be considered. They should have, and as a matter of fact,
panel.
I feel like more should be done.
More should be-
because
exactly.
these are the guys who are fronting this. I mean, his first response was the first thing that even saying
That threw me off. Say, saw a native on me and some, come on.
In fact,
come on.
That
let's
was
just
not
move on.
necessary.
That
really.
wasn't necessary.
He would have just, maybe he forgot that he was talking to FBI. He thought he was talking to the press because you can tell the press
he thought-
anything, and you know, after 2 days, everything goes down. You get, but you are dealing with US men, so you have to just come out clean.
All right, the next one. EFCC detains and also interrogates Saraki over misappropriation of funds. Wow, this story. Yes, the former president of Senate, Bukola Saraki, has been detained by the EFCC, and also they've started interrogating him on misappropriation of funds. And my question is, why now? Since 2011 to 2019, where he was president of the Senate, why didn't you guys come up with any of this? Why is it after, 2 years after? Did it take you 2 years to gather your material? Is it going to take you 2 years to gather your material and all of that? Why is it when it's like 2 years also to 2023? You know, and remember on Friday where we reported that, you know, an ex-Jigawa, governor or something like that, who was a PDP member, and I said, I made a statement, I said, it's like someone is rounding up influential PDP members. Right? It's becoming suspicious. Those who can be kidnapped are being kidnapped. Those who can be, you know, faced with the authorities are being faced with the authorities. So I think from...
Is this just
another political move, power shake or power move? I don't know, man.
Most of these things are influenced politically anyway.
Exactly.
Okay, this one is gonna remind me of the wonderful moments we had laughing, okay, when she was the first lady of Nigeria, ex-Nigerian first lady, then Patience Goodluck Jonathan calls for restoration of peace in Korean Peninsula, okay, and I saw this and I was like, man, Mama, we miss you. You know, she had all these words. You were not informed too, you know, and the comedians are really infusing it into their skits, and it just tells you that there is always something good in whoever, okay, that you can just love her. So we pray for peace too in Korea.
I hope I'm not the villain in this story, but I do not like, or I do not.
You don't like her?
I like her. I just don't support this particular top story.
Okay, why?
I mean, if
like
you're
we
going
have
to,
issues with Nigeria.
Exactly. There's insecurity.
She wants to
Kidnapping
mind her
is
business,
enough.
I think. Okay.
How is this? This is not even minding her business because she's not Asian, she's not Korean, she's not Chinese, she's not even Japanese, she's not even any part of Asian. She's a Nigerian. All right, and of course we have to credit her. We have to credit her for when the Chibok girls issue started during her husband's administration. You know, she voiced
all
out
the blood you're sharing.
She voiced out. She did all she could as a first lady, but. Right now, okay, I think it was a virtual international conference that happened, and you know, she had to give a speech, which she did, fantastic. But please,
should have mentioned other places.
It's somewhat ironic that a Nigerian is saying that there should be reunification of the Korean Peninsula when even Atom Safe was still what we're cooking is burning. Do you understand? But
our
anyways,
house is on fire.
Exactly, but it's all good.
Anyway, she's no more the first lady. Maybe that's why she felt okay.
I mean, she's free. She's free to talk, so it's all good. We don't miss her anyway.
I miss her. Are you kidding me? I miss her. She was
moving on. This story says Meghan Markle hires Oprah's party planner for 40th birthday party.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And I think the reason why I suspect is an hypothesis, a smart guess, that why she would hire Oprah's party planner is because Oprah's party planner is probably discreet. You know, Oprah is not this.
Yeah, she's not really the type that shows
Exactly,
up.
she's a matured, you know, black American successful woman.
She's been in her relationship for God knows how long, and you've not heard anything. Yes,
that's really interesting.
And she's not ready to get married. Let's just be in this relationship. We have understanding.
And then
the
40th party is for 65 guests in husband and hers $14 million mansion in California. Yes, I have to mention the price. It's $14 million. It's $14 million.
That's
just
for
65 guests. I mean, it's great.
Okay, Beyonce's formation named best music video of all time by Rolling Stone.
All time?
She has always been phenomenal.
All time?
For her to, well...
All time.
She's a multi-award Grammy
It doesn't,
winner.
as a Michael Jackson fan, it doesn't sit right with me. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I'm
I
just
love
saying.
Michael Jackson. I love Beyonce. I love Rihanna. I love Cardi. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, but
okay?
all time-
Well, come on.
All time.
Beyonce is a queen.
She deserves
She's a
to be,
queen of
because
pop.
she
She's a
has kept
queen
up with-
of, I think, music in
I mean,
America.
Queen of Pop. Okay, if being the Queen of Pop, it would be nice to
mean-
take this kind of award. I mean, and raise your shoulder with the King of Pop. Like, you know what, you did yours as the King of Pop. I'm doing mine as the
I'm
Queen
the
of Pop.
queen,
So yeah,
exactly.
it's all good. It's all fantastic.
Okay.
And so that's very interesting. And that's the wrap.
No, that's not
It's
a
not a
rap.
rap?
Yes, young billionaire
Oh.
Chico buys 100 million
sorry
G-Wagon
about that.
for mother. Okay, 2 weeks after getting Lamborghini for himself. Interesting.
I like the fact that you honor your mom.
And I like the
But
fact that I
then-
waited for Mother's Day to pass first.
Okay.
Also, it will not be like a Mother's Day thingy.
No, not even that. So some of us will not carry pressure.
All right, let's take a quick break, and when we return, it will be time for BB Niger updates. Stick around.
All right, welcome back to Hello Africa, beautiful people. And with me, I have Nita and Favorites. We've been holding it down. We've run through our top stories. And also, if you're joining us online, please be sure to click on the link in the description to join in our conversation. Be sure to drop some comments, and also we would like to hear from you. And now we're moving on to BB Niger updates. And of course, we'll also introduce our topic, and we'll also talk about some sports updates. So the first story on BB Niger updates will be Boma and Aaron eat up under the sheets. Now, I like how they coined this.
A passionate kiss.
Now, that was to test if he was a good actor.
That was just
a test.
That had nothing to
That
do
was
with.
by the way, if you're out there, you can.
So I think,
open for testing.
anyways, it's really crazy. Moving on. Liquor Rose breaks down in tears at Saturday's night party. Remember we mentioned she had this dance thing and
Yeah.
she was trying to come out as the other dude that won, the last one, Lekon. I'm just thinking to myself, why break down, girl? I mean, at the party.
I'm just going to say,
Some
pick
things
yourself
are
up.
unbelievable.
Move.
Maybe she was going through a lot. A lot was
She's
going on in
missing
her
her
mind.
baby boo, something.
Miss.
Baby boo.
But
Baby boo.
We're about to bag some real millions. You're talking about baby boo.
Fans gift former BB Niger housemate Prince a house. Congratulations, Prince. You've got some really loyal fans.
Yes,
I just have to be in
please.
Big Brother Niger.
The next one, I think we
think-
should be there.
Yeah, we should be there.
Because these fans, they gave Nengi,
Nengi.
how many times cars? Okay.
Honestly, and some iPhones
back
and
to
oh
back.
Neo also got a car.
Neo also got a car.
Dorothy got a cut. Was it a car or birthday surprise and all that stuff?
But we're just
Money.
sitting here.
God when.
We're just sitting here giving you
No.
updates, not getting
Why
anything.
will you say God when?
I want fans too.
He's working it out. It's in the process. Congratulations to Prince, and I feel different from other housemates, says Beatrice.
As she whips.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to know that two people or three people now are breaking down in tears, because the last Big Brother house it was like a tears galore.
tears
I think
galore.
they've entered the
Cry
tears
me a
phase.
river.
Exactly, they've
Yeah.
entered the tears phase of the show, so it's really good.
Okay, this one that really got everybody talking is Pere and Nini. Okay, the clash over team task. And this happened after the task. I think she was trying to tell him something and he yelled.
They yelled.
Allegedly, let me just put it that way, because that was what she alleged. And he was saying, no, I was just trying to address the situation. And she was like, no, you raised your voice at me.
It must have
You
been the
were not
stress from
ready-
the task that
You
know
were
he
not ready
piled
to
up.
listen to what I got
Emotional
to say.
intelligence, people. Emotional intelligence.
Exactly.
You need to assess the situation, and
situation
then calm
before.
down and understand what triggered your emotions and you'll be able to put it
Before you
control.
iron out, your differences. So
Why are you
some
looking at me
fans
suspicious?
went
I'm
ahead
just-
to say because he made a statement that
Mm-hmm.
made her feel very bad. Like, okay, if you didn't get it, it's because it got you so deep. That's why you are yelling and complaining about it. And the
Mm.
fan now said, wow, that for Pere to say that he's
Shots
really
fired.
intelligent, they were supporting him, giving him all their support. But hey, this tend to happen because you're coming from different backgrounds, different
22
orientation.
different personalities. Come on. It's
So
bound
from
happen.
time to time,
But
you'll
why
get-
were you looking
they
at me
might become best
suspiciously?
of
No.
friends. And some people are
I'm
saying
good.
Pere is the wild cat and all that stuff. Okay,
I love wild
let's
cat
move on
talks
to
about.
sports. Okay.
All right, on sports, Chelsea given deadline to submit transfer bid for Erling Haaland. Now, the interesting thing about this is Erling Haaland, of course, a Borussia Dortmund forward, who is a top scorer for Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund will not want to release a goal scorer just like that. But of course, Chelsea's billionaire owner, Russian billionaire owner, Roman Abramovich, can just make an offer that they'll probably, won't be able to refuse. But Dortmund need to plan ahead so that they don't start looking for a replacement within a short period of time. That's too much pressure.
Of course, yeah.
Exactly.
And this one is Nigerian sprinter Okagari
Okagari,
out of
yeah.
games after failing a drug test. This was a very controversial situation because I think this was a hormonal growth situation.
Yeah, human growth
Yeah,
hormone.
human growth
That
hormone
reduces
situation.
body fats.
Yeah,
increases
and
muscle.
then why I had friends who were making comments as, or you could see on social media too, lots of comments were coming in and saying, this Olympics, people were just after Africans. I wouldn't know why, because...
Okay, because I think over 30-something Nigerians were disqualified from, the Olympics, and they said that it was due to,
Failed drug test.
Yes.
Failed drug test. Wow. Failed drug test over 30
So
something
he said the
Nigerians.
Minister of Sport should be held accountable and all that stuff, because I think there should be some kind of orientation programs to prepare these people before the
But Nigerians and Africans used to be very, very talented. At what point did we now start switching to taking performance enhancers or drugs to...
Well, you can't really, I don't know.
It's controversial
It's
anyway. It's very
controversial.
controversial.
really say.
Okay.
Enoch Adegoke takes Nigeria to first Olympics finals, first Olympics 100-meter finals in 25 years.
Wow.
He broke the jinx.
Yeah.
And it's
After
really
25
good.
years.
After 25 years, it's a plus size.
Interesting.
He
Also,
completed,
there's a
he
lady,
completed his
I'm
run in
20.
10 seconds.
Okay.
It's not as fast as Usain Bolt, but it's something.
I mean,
it's
It's
something.
something.
It's approaching.
It's
I
approaching,
mean,
yeah.
it's impressive.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to the next. And it says Barcelona are fed up with Alex
Moriba's
I'm going to
demands.
murder these names. When it comes to sports,
Yeah,
they have this
Moriba's
name.
demands.
Yeah, demands. He's been demanding crazy. He wants this today, tomorrow. So they are fed up and they're trying to let him go.
How many demands did Messi demand, Seth, to start?
I think I should start demanding some things too. Okay, we have this other one. Ben White takes part in first Arsenal session. It's so cute.
Oh, so
Maybe I'm just going to change my crush. Okay.
But just don't change your club.
No, I'm still part of, anyways, let's take a quick break. And when we return, it will be time to introduce you to the topic, okay? We have an interesting Monday topic. Don't go nowhere.
Black Drum Creative Hub is the only show that focuses on the creative sector, the show of shows. On this show, we dissect issues that are critical. Black Drum Creative Hub is the only show that focuses on the creative sector, the show of shows. On this show, we dissect issues that are critical to the creative space, talk to and engage key players in the sector, and we showcase the heart of the creative industry, from the shows, the behind the scenes of the shows, the innovations, and of course, the tales by moonlight. Finally, we have a show we can rightly call the Creative Portal, a fulcrum for growing the entertainment sector. For inquiries and partnerships, contact marketing at 080-811-05907 or marketing@blackdrum.com.
back. You're still watching Hello Africa, and of course we're having a wonderful time sharing different thoughts on different situations happening in the Big Brother house, the top stories and the likes. And this is a time where you get to, you know, have a one-on-one discussion on what we talk about. Nothing good is coming, but how prepared are you that when the opportunity comes, you are ready to grab it, okay, and go all the way with it. So we'll be giving you tips on how to prepare.
Well, for me, I feel if you were going to jump on an opportunity, you probably was ready or would be ready for it. How do you prepare yourself? That's the question you ask yourself. How do you prepare yourself for the opportunity? If someone was going to introduce you to a business and fund the business for you, would you be ready to jump on this business? I'm talking about your mindset, your physical, your emotional, your
character, skill sets,
everything has to be in order so as not to let this just go down the drain again. So those are the kind of questions we should ask ourselves when we especially for people who do not have anything to do. Probably you are idle for a while, you haven't really had the opportunity of doing something. Be always ready for anything. Be ready, be knowledgeable. Read books, because you know one thing about reading and how much it opens your mind. Be ready to read, be ready to jump on people's ideas. You know, the more, I feel like people shouldn't be idle. Once you're idle, the first thing that comes to your mind is gaining knowledge. And how do you do this? You read, you go over informations, get updates on what's happening around you, and those things prepare you for whatever is going to happen, because people give opportunities based on what they see around you.
The content.
Yeah, the content.
The value they
find.
can get
Exactly.
from a person.
Exactly.
Okay,
add
I'm
value
going
to
to
yourself.
digress a bit. Bringing job interview. Okay, we have situations where you get in there, you're so clumsy, you're not even ready, you've not even researched about the company or the organization. Okay, and when you ask logical questions like, okay, spell is, and you're like, because you're not prepared. Yes, it happens. Even, you know, you're writing exams. How prepared are you? Because the main aim is for you to pass and move to the next level.
So I think it was a quote from, I think, maybe Will Smith, I can't really remember now, how opportunity is basically luck meeting hard work.
Absolutely.
All right? So, you know, I mean, there's the part where you have to work smart, but it doesn't take out the place of hard work. There's a part where you will labor, where you toil, where you sweat, you know, putting in the efforts to ensure that when the opportunity comes, when the luck, that big break, that you're expecting, when it comes, you are prepared for it. So it's like gas and just waiting for a little spark, and then, you know, you have your fire and all of that. So we'll just run through some tips.
Yes, let's run through some tips.
We hope you learned one or two things.
Okay, the first one says you should wake up early.
That's basic.
That's key. That's what
That's
greatest
very
people
basic.
do. I mean, waking up early.
Some wake 4 a.m., 5 a.m., but
And
ensure
get
you
started.
get enough sleep. Ensure you get enough sleep, but then wake up as early as possible. You know, early to bed, early to rise. And even if you're going to bed late, working on a project or whatever, set an alarm and then ensure that you break, like during the day, if you can fit it into your schedule to break your sleep into, you know, the body needs 8 hours, but obviously you can't sleep the whole 8 hours every day. You can split it like 3 hours or like 4 hours between, and then you just, you know, make sure you get recharged and your mind is sharpened.
Okay. The other one says you should strive for excellence and not perfection.
Yeah, there's a difference because
There is a
thin
difference.
line. There's a thin line between excellence and perfection. What's worse is one can lead to an obsession.
Absolutely.
Right, because when you become a perfectionist and you're obsessed with being perfect, you would not even learn from your mistakes.
You're too conscious.
Exactly, and mistakes
not
should be
allowing
learned
yourself-
from.
yeah.
Mistakes should be learned from. So the major difference between excellence and perfection is excellence is doing the right thing at the right time. Just make sure that you are diligent in your efforts. That is what excellence is, and that when there's no there's no one supervising you, you still go all out. You take that extra step to deliver quality and to deliver, you know, something,
I would say you
to
should
deliver
observe,
value.
Yeah, you should observe inwards, okay? What are my challenges in terms of delivery when it comes to productivity?
Like
And
self-analysis.
then, yes, please.
Yeah.
And after that, you'll be able to, you know, iron every other thing out.
And this one says, keep a clean home. Of course, it's very necessary that your hygiene is taken vitally, because when you do not pay attention to proper hygiene, when your surrounding is dirty, you are not productive. Trust me, because you're distracted. You're not in your right frame of mind. But once a place is clean, you feel comfortable. You have a very comfortable space to think properly. So.
If I will add to what you just said as touching cleanliness, okay, there's a saying, I think it's a cliche, that says, even if you're not happy, make your bed. So even when you go out and you had a bad day, when you're coming back, you have a very lovely bed to lie on. So you'll be able to, reassess
It's actually
yourself.
not a cliche. It's a training in the U.S. Navy.
Yeah.
That's the training they give them. That even if you had a bad day,
okay?
you come back to a laid up bed.
Yes.
All right. So the next tip is master your mind. Freedom lies within the thoughts. The path to creation, right, starts from the thoughts, and then you speak it out, and then it becomes reality. So you need to take charge of your mind. Do not become slaves to whatever negative thoughts. And I know it's difficult. Trust me, I know. We live in a time and age where there's so many bad news, so many sad stories. But please find your happy place. Find your happy place. Find your own spot where you can always go to and ensure that your mind, at least, even if it's just for 30 minutes a day or 30 seconds, to get one flow of positive thoughts and positive affirmation, it will do you good.
I think I like this one that says meditate. I meditate a lot, okay?
Very important.
I don't do the yoga thing, but from time to time, I just want my space just to think and, ask myself, okay, why didn't I do better yesterday? I should be able to do more. Okay, so meditation is very key,
very
especially if you are a creative person. You need your space. So sometimes you just need people to understand that, hey, you're not trying to be isolated, because there's a difference between isolating oneself and trying to,
There's also a thin line between meditation and overthinking.
Depression.
And overthinking or depression.
So don't get it twisted. Okay,
exactly.
yeah. So
I think we should have a topic on depression sooner rather than later.
Yes, we should, and we'll bring a professional to dissect that.
Yeah. So this one says create specific goals. Create specific goals. That's very, very vital. Now, when you do not plan properly, when you do not plan success, you plan to fail. Now, there's something I used to have an English teacher back then in secondary school. There's an English word that seems like a very local, traditional word. And he used to say it whenever he came into the classroom and he found us playing, looking like we couldn't really focus on anything. So the word is hoit toiti, hololo duhoi.
Say what now?
Yeah, exactly. I thought that way too. So whenever he said this word, you could check out your dictionary. It actually means you are not in one place. You're either you're you're everywhere.
I think Nigerians will call that busybody.
Yeah, so he would always say
busybody.
Busy. So locally,
you're not stable.
So my bottom line is you should be able to create proper goals and focus on them. So when you create goals, you know what you're doing at a certain time, at a given place. You're not everywhere. When you're everywhere, you're absolutely doing nothing.
Yeah.
So.
Be authentic. I like this. You have to be real, man.
Be original.
Be original.
It's one of the reasons why I'm a huge fan of DJ Copy. Like she sticks to who she is.
I love her, irrespective of all the
especially when she
backlash.
explained why she loves the pink color. Like it's original. I think
she likes Cardi. Cardi is the one that is really crazy.
I think it's Nicki. It's Nicki she likes.
Yeah.
It's Nicki. Trust me, I know.
Whichever one.
All right, so
we love them both though.
Our next tip is be productive. Create something of value. See, when there's something of value, it always attracts the money, the opportunities, the resources. Yeah. So now I'm not saying go and start creating another social media network or another app on whatever. Your value that you create can be as little as your dressing, your mannerism, your character among people, your punctuality, your honesty. Just ensure that one thing that is your value, you create it and you maintain it. It's very important.
Yeah.
Right? Not all of us are going to create apps that become billions of dollars. Not all of us will fly to space.
Well, you have a gift.
You have a gift. You have
so
something.
look inward, discover your gift, release it, and be a
Exactly.
blessing.
I also want to add to that. I think being productive within a space, a confined space, because if we were here and there's need for coffee, I should be able to understand that there's need for this thing in this environment. And I should be able to produce it. So don't streamline it to what you know how to do. Also look at what is in your neighborhood that you can't really, people don't have access to. It gives us rooms to get opportunities for things to be done and become.
Okay, lastly, I like this one. It says, stop blaming or complaining. It's easy. You want to blame the government, your parents. Oh, they didn't give birth to you in America. Oh, no, why didn't your dad fall in love with the richest woman? Or why didn't your mom fall in love with Bill Gates, okay? Anyways, we will take a quick break, and when we return, the show continues.
Welcome back. Of course, it's Hello Africa, brought to you by Black Drum TV. My name is Favor Aya, and we've kept it down in the studio for quite some time now, and we've had an interesting show all along with, of course, my very own Nita and BC. Of course, now we go to the most interesting part of the show, like we always say. This is where we get to educate you about certain things that we also didn't know. I mean, we're just finding out now. And you also should be aware. You learn from the weird facts, of course, the most interesting part. So we're just
So
going
much
to
to learn,
Yeah, so much
and
to
it
learn.
is time for the weird facts, like I always do. Don't mind me. I get playful when it gets to weird facts. Okay, I'll allow you to start this because it's really intriguing.
You know why I'm hesitating to start this, but let's go. The average person walks past 36 murderers in their lifetime. Thank God I'm not an average person.
No, hold on. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm not average either.
Like 36
I'm not
murderers?
average.
Are murderers that much?
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
36?
Maybe they are talking about general murderers. You know,
Maybe it's just the
when
abroad.
When you hurt a fly, you are
Okay,
a
maybe
murderer.
abroad.
Maybe it's the
cockroach.
abroad because there are a lot of serial killers.
What?
Maybe it's
Hello,
the abroad.
in the world.
In the world?
In the world, 36. Yeah.
In their lifetime.
Wow.
In their lifetime. So it's not my lifetime.
Talk
You
about
know,
scary
the
and weird.
average person.
Talk about scary
Okay,
and weird.
let's move on. Heartbreak can trigger a massive flood of emotions that can cause fatal heart attack. Yeah, accepted.
Proper heartbreak. We don't mean like you don't know what the relationship is about. It's
Or
just-
not
The
when
one that you don't know where you're going, whether you're going to
not when
Kafacha or you're going to Ghana.
not when the boy, we're talking of proper heartbreak. God, that
heartbreak.
shock
Like
you.
you've invested everything, you've sacrificed
Oh, Lord.
to make it work.
Everything.
Please don't break no hearts, okay?
That
You
was-
guys should talk about
That
it.
was
When-
quite
You're
proper.
sounding like
You're
you have-
sounding proper.
You are sounding like this.
Oh,
Oh, Lord.
I feel like crying.
Don't
Hello.
don't cry.
Please let's
Okay,
move on.
let's move on.
This one says people's general happiness peaks at 21. People's general happiness peaks at 21 and doesn't reach that level again until they retire. Wow. Oh, wow. So
At
when
21.
you're 21, you have the highest amount of happiness.
But I think in Nigeria, it peaks at 16 when you're
16,
leaving secondary. When you're leaving secondary
just
school.
finish secondary school. I don't understand.
Then the next time it will now reach that one is maybe your first million or your first billion.
No.
Receive that check.
It's not even. It's not even
What about
the first
admission?
one.
When you gain admission
In Orish.
Which
In Orish.
like you're excited.
The
most happy time of my life, I think, is that 16. That
when you
the peak of my happiness is once I just finish secondary school. I don't know why everybody, my siblings too, once they just finish.
And then once that peak reaches and then you hit reality, that boom, that's also
No,
that
I
time
think
it
it's
just drops.
when I sign a contract with some very interesting dough, you're seeing the figures and come on. You can't even describe it. It's
Did you have a secondary school?
indescribable.
Did you have a secondary school?
No, I didn't.
Did they flog you in secondary school?
No, I didn't.
Did you look at your wicked teacher in the eye and
Did
say,
you have a wicked
no
I
more?
was a burden, so I know exactly what you're talking about when it comes to punishment and all that. But
I
I'm just saying, I mean, you get excited with each, accomplishment. Okay.
If you worked for 12 hours a day, of course, I do not know why you want to work for 12 hours a day.
When you're
not
Abraham,
It will take the average person 690 days to walk around the world. Firstly, I do not want to walk around the world. Thank you very much. Secondly, I do not want to work for 12 hours a day. Why would I want to do that? Even Israelites in the Bible, they don't work 690 days.
Well,
Yes,
my
they work
advice,
for 40 days and
Okay, it was 40 years actually.
I mean, 40
what are you
years.
talking about?
40 years,
sorry.
I beg your pardon.
Sorry.
It was meant to
I
be
beg-
40 days.
And then they work
I'm a
for
Bible
40 years.
scholar.
I think this is Israelites' fact here.
Yes, that's true.
I don't want to go into that, but I just want to give you candid advice, just in case you want to go around the world. Start trekking now. Just do 12 hours every day. I mean, random trek. You can go from, if you're in Lagos, you could do from Ajah to Badagry.
That's a very wicked
When you're not
advice.
high.
If you're a
It's just a
Nigerian, don't
candid
trek this
advice.
Except
trek.
you're high on some substance.
If you're a
that can carry you and
Nigerian,
you don't even know you're
don't
working.
do this trek.
Think about it. You would have
That's
gone
endurance
round the
trek.
world in
12
just
hours a day.
690 days.
That's ridiculous.
You would have gone round the world in 690 days. I'm encouraging you, take a bold step, bro.
Going
After
to
you, bro.
America by road.
After you, bro.
Okay, let's move on. And this one says your eyes blink around 20 times a minute. That's over 10 million times a year.
Well,
I
thank you
accept
very
this.
much. Thank you for the
I
information.
accept this.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm not going to try it.
We blink,
Nope.
blink.
As much as I'm counting now,
Bling, 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 bling.
it hasn't reached. I've not done up to 10.
Hello.
And more than a minute has gone.
Hello.
How-
Uh-oh.
I hope,
Africa.
I hope the camera is not on my eyes right now because I'm counting
See,
my
he just
blink
blinked.
myself.
He just
How
blinked.
you
Even while
can't even
talking.
count it because
You
it's
can't
like it's not
count
a
it.
conscious thing. You just
Exactly.
You've
It
been
just
talking to
happened.
me for more than.
You just
blinked.
blinked.
You just blinked.
Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on
on.
from the
All right.
blink area.
You produce about what are we producing? You produce about 40,000 liters of spit in your lifetime. Or to
Okay,
put it
spit.
another way,
Okay.
enough spit to fill around 500 bathtubs. Yuck.
Why?
Really yuck.
Yuck.
That's like
Oh.
There was
Ew.
I want to say very.
I think we will not even
Don't go there.
expatiate
Match
on
break.
this.
I remember
Match break.
when my mom used to be pregnant. She used to have those tins, and the way it gets full, I'm wondering. Have you seen those pregnant women when?
But I think we've come of that age. I
Yeah,
still
we've
see
come of
some
that. I
women
said my
because
mom when I was a child.
I didn't experience that.
Yeah, BC is not saying anything.
I didn't experience that. Because that already is a no-no for me.
Okay.
The only muscles that never tries is the
That never
heart.
tires.
Is it that's never tired, I guess,
Okay.
is the heart. It's never
Yeah,
tired. It's always
pumping,
beating.
even-
Yeah, but you can stress the heart now. When you're in a
That's when you
situationship,
blink.
when you're
When
in a
you-
situationship that you should have left, but you did not leave, you will
It
stress the
doesn't.
heart.
It doesn't mean that.
You will
It still
stress
manages to work.
And then it will lead to heart attack.
But
It
still
might not
works.
even be relationship. It might be other issues. You're trying to get some deals and there are delays. You know what I'm saying? So it might not just be the relationship thingy. There might be somebody watching you and he's not in a relationship and he's going through. So we were like, okay, I'm not
I'm
on that
surprised.
table.
I'm surprised it's coming from Nita.
Because
You are-
when
you
we
are
when we
not the
talk
one-
about
when we
heartbreak,
talk about heartbreak and
Your
relationship,
voice
you are
was-
always the.
No,
you
now
are
we
at the
talk
peak.
we talk
I'm
no sort
just
of heart
trying
now.
to
You
say
say no
you
be
should not
heartbreak.
zero it to just
Wow.
heartbreak, right?
We should not
you
ze-
should, yes, you should spread it across because there's
Okay.
somebody watching
If you
who
are
is
doing-
having a beautiful relationship,
if you are doing
but
business-
he needs to to sign some deal. You know what I'm saying?
You will sign it too.
Okay. And that wraps it all up on the show today, guys. Well done.
It's been fun. It's been informative, and it's been exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us. I remain your favorite boy from the West at DBC Belumi.
That's my line. That's my line.
You just put favorite in his
No, I
name.
said
You can't use my line, bro.
I'm everybody's favorite. Like,
Okay.
you just carry the name now. We
Well,
gonna
thank
like.
you so much for joining us on the show today. I remain Favor Aya, but I like to be called Favorite.
I don't need to be your favorite. I'm your girl, okay? Girl next door, and I am Nita, aka African Opera. I had a swell time with these amazing guys. We look forward to bringing you more interesting packages very soon. Keep your dreams alive, like I always say, and don't let it die. I love you. See you soon.